Hi, my name is Leah Chantel, and today I'm talking about popular tools that gets you to your goals, including affirmation, visualization, and meditation. And how effective are they? How often should we be repeating them, or are they even important in order for us to achieve what we want to achieve in life? So basically, the reasons why these tools became so popular are because, first of all, they help us shape our consciousness. And so we're focused on the goal, and we believe that the goal can happen when we engage them. And that's very important. That's probably one of the biggest blocks to our goals, is that subconsciously, for some reason, deep down, we think we don't deserve it, or we can't do it, or we have some other negative belief system that's operating that stops us from getting the goal. And that's why these tools are very important. They're a good safeguard to make sure that our unconscious isn't sabotaging us along the way when we're trying to achieve something. Another reason why these goals require techniques and tools like affirmation, meditation, and visualization is that these tools allow us to develop a calm mindset and better focus. So when we have calm mindset and better focus, we've got a better shot at working towards our goals or staying on track in order to get to the destination we're trying to get to. We live in a society where our attention is so short term, and we get sidetracked so easily from somebody who's trying to distract us. And when we live in a society like that, what happens is it actually robs us of our own goals and our own visualization and our own dreams. So when we're thinking about other people's dreams, we just follow other people's agendas rather than go for our own goals, dreams, and ambitions that we set for ourselves that comes from a really deep and authentic place. And then the third reason that these tools can be so important for us to chase our goals and chase our dreams is because they allow us to become the identity of that goal. So when we want something, but we don't truly identify with it, we're not going to achieve it. Let's say, for example, you've set a goal to become a lawyer, but you don't really believe that you want to become a lawyer deep down, or you don't think it's right for you deep down. You just kind of do it because other people think it's a good idea, and you get a lot of validation and approval from others from chasing that goal. Then you're probably not going to achieve it. But if you want to fight those belief systems and try to program yourself to want the thing, meditation, visualization, and affirmation could be helpful. But if that is not the right path for you deep down, then only so much these tools are going to help you. They won't solve every problem. If you truly don't want something, or you truly feel that it's dangerous to attain something, and I'll tell you a secret, a lot of people feel that it's very dangerous to have money, and it's very dangerous to be successful because then you could become famous and then people could ask you for things, or you could stand out and you could be attacked for being a rich person. People have really deep fears around this, and they're so severe that this is the reason why a lot of us don't become rich. It's because when you become rich, you stand out. And we have a very primitive mind way back from hundreds of thousands of years ago that said, if we stand out too much in our tribe, we could be killed, because basically we'll get kicked out of the tribe if we appear different from everybody else and we don't fit in. And that's why it's so scary for people to succeed and to have money. They feel safer, ironically, being broke, because then they're like everybody else and then they fit in. And so our affirmations can kind of help us fight some of our negative programming in our brain. And that gives us a fighting chance to achieve the things that we're trying to achieve. Now, sometimes we don't get things, by the way, because we're really not meant to have them, because the universe foresees something happening along the way in the process that we can't see. So let's say, for example, we're striving to become a millionaire, and the way we're doing that is by owning property by the ocean in Florida. But we can't seem to get our hands on that property. No matter how hard we try to get the mortgage, we try to earn more money and have a bigger deposit, and it just doesn't happen. So let's say, for example, the universe foresees a hurricane going through Miami, and there's no home insurance that will protect you from that hurricane going through and you losing all your money on that property when it destroys your house. Then in that case, the universe is protecting you by not giving you your dream. So when dreams don't come to pass, it can be very mysterious as to why it didn't work out. but there could be a very specific reason, and we have to trust the universe's reasons sometimes when we don't get the exact thing we want. And that's why so many affirmations include, I want this or something greater, because when we add the part of or something greater, if the universe foresees some kind of disaster happening as a result of us getting the thing that we want in life, then the universe can guide us to a better path that's more well suited for us, that will help us have long-term happiness and success. So how often should we do these practices, if at all? So I've sort of given you a hint earlier in the video as to why these practices are so valuable. And it's because they create the focus and the concentration and the identity that you can have the thing that you're striving to achieve. You have to believe in the identity first before you even do anything. And then when you have the identity and you start working on it, then you've got a shot at attaining the thing that you want to become. But the thing about that's important is that you need to believe that you can do it in the first place, or you are the thing that you are achieving in the first place. That's the number one thing that's the most important. And everything else, like all the tools like visualization, meditation, and affirmation, they're fantastic, but they really just support your identity and your consciousness that you're trying to tune into in order to become whatever you want to become. And so if you've already become that and you're really at a high frequency and resonating with the thing that you want, you don't actually need that much in terms of meditation, affirmation, or visualization. You can already be in that mindset and then already achieve it. And so, but the thing is that depending on how big your goal is and how challenging it is, you may need more support. You may need to meditate more and more affirmation, because maybe you have more unconscious beliefs around the certain thing that you're trying to achieve that you need to be able to conquer and master in order to get to that place where you've achieved what you want to achieve. And money is a big one for a lot of people. Like I explained earlier, like there's a lot of fear around it. You may stand out too much, you may get kicked out of the tribe. That's like the sort of ancient belief system that we've inherited from our ancestors from thousands of years ago. And in order to overcome thousands of years of programming, sometimes we need a little bit of support, and that's where these tools can be quite helpful and help us get closer to the dream life that we deserve. So how often should we engage in these tools? With meditation, it's a challenging one because it requires you to be pretty much quiet and focus on something for a period of time. It could be 5 minutes up to 20 or 30 minutes a day, or even sometimes twice a day. And by being quiet and not tuning in for that period of time, we're open to everything in the universe. So we may think we want to become a millionaire, but there might be something even better than that. And we're not even aware of that. But when we're quiet and we meditate at least once a day or even twice a day, what happens is we're open to the whole universe, including amazing positive possibilities that are beyond our intellectual capacity today. We tune into things that our minds can't really handle on a conscious level as human beings. There could be other dimensions or angels and guides that come in that help us, but honestly, some of that help that we receive, it could be even beyond our own ability to think and process it. And the way we can be open to all of that positive influence is by being quiet and meditating. But when we meditate, if we get focused on something like a bright light or an angel or something, it's actually better to go back to being quiet and being focused on non-concept or non-attachment and continuing to do your best during that time of your meditation. And then when the meditation is over, during the day, you may get flashes of insight or ideas that you want to write down, and that's the time to write it down. But you don't do it during your meditation because you're just supposed to be focusing on emptiness and no concepts, no thinking during that time. So because that's such a challenging practice and concept for people to get, it's important to do meditation every single day in order to really get a mastery of it and get a good sense of how it works. Other practices like affirmation and visualization, if you have time to do it every day, they can be fantastic. I know one teacher online who teaches a combination of visualization, affirmation, and quiet meditation all rolled into one. So you could do it all at once at the beginning of your day, or maybe you have different times a day you set aside in order to do those practices. I actually really enjoy visualization before I go to sleep, and then I enjoy my quiet practice when I wake up, because I find meditating too close to bed, it can actually interrupt your sleep because it's too energizing. So that's actually when I like to visualize, is right before I go to sleep, because it's a little bit more relaxing for me. It's not, you'd think it would be harder to visualize, actually. You would think that, but believe it or not, our minds have a really tough time with quiet, and it actually energizes our minds and wakes us up. At least that's been my experience. So I find visualization a bit more relaxing, and sometimes I finish my visualization before I go to sleep, and sometimes I don't, and then I have to repeat it again the next night. But if I get a good night's sleep out of it, then that's good too. So anyway, that's how I organize visualization and meditation. And then as for affirmations, that's also a good time to do it, is before I go to sleep as well. I'll repeat the affirmation of what I'm trying to become before I sleep. It's kind of similar, in my opinion, to visualization, except with visualization, I'm more engaged and I'm more in the movie. Whereas with affirmation, I'm repeating the phrases, and both are good. They're just slightly different angles, in my opinion, of the same thing. But both of them I like to do before I go to sleep, and then waking up, I'll do the meditation. And then if I have time, I like to do a second meditation in the early afternoon or early evening, but not after dinner time. I find then it's too late, and then I'll wake up. I won't sleep very well, and I'll be awake late at night. If you're going to stay up late though, and you know you're going to be awake till like 10 or 11 at night, maybe it's a good idea to meditate later, but otherwise, don't do that if you want to sleep, because sleep is very critical for your health as well, and you don't want to accidentally sacrifice that for whatever practice that you're doing. I hope you enjoyed this video about how these tools work, why they're important, and what is the critical concept that gets you to your goals. It's not actually the tools themselves. They just help you train your consciousness to work towards the goal and the dream that you're working on. But it's your belief in yourself that's the most important thing. It's just that these practices kind of help support you to get there, and they also help remind your consciousness to do the right thing. So when you have a choice point during the day as to whether you're going to follow your colleague out on a smoking break, or you're going to stay inside and visualize your dreams and ambitions, even if it just means doing it in the bathroom stall, you're going to pick going into the bathroom stall over picking up a bad habit. I know that seems like a silly example, but you'd be surprised. People get themselves in silly situations sometimes in life. So I hope you're all having an amazing week. If you have any comments about what works for you in terms of you getting to your goals and your dreams and ambitions in your life, definitely leave some comments below. I'd be curious to hear about that. And definitely hit subscribe if you want to stay tuned and hear more about intuitive concepts, manifestation. It's all good and it's all related. I hope you're all having a wonderful week. I'm so happy that you're here, and you are amazing, amazing people that are watching this material. And I'm so glad to get to know you and to integrate you into my soul family. And I can't wait to talk to you again next time. Take care. Bye now.